They're long, they're huge, tremendous girth, and they're really pretty lean. I mean, they aren't sloppy. I mean, excellent offensive line. You look, I think 3 of them have like 27 plus career starts. A couple of them are 335 pounds on average. I think they're about 325 pounds. And they get their hands on people, and once they do, rarely do you see anybody ever shed a block.
And Donnell being a guy that is as slippery of a back as you're going to find. How good is he in the open field, and can you even tackle the guy with one guy? Do you have to get multiple guys?
I haven't seen it happen, this season thus far. Extremely explosive. I mean, great speed. If there's any kind of crack at all, his acceleration and his big play ability is good coming from a tailback as you're going to see in college football. And where he's pretty fortunate, it doesn't have to be only him. To have 2 tailbacks like they do that are so productive, and for both of them to be a part of their offense keeps the guy fresh.
How big of a change of pace are Price and Pumphrey? Is Price a lot like Jeremy McNichols in the way that he runs?
Yeah, there are a lot of parallels. That's interesting you bring that up. They're both tremendous tailbacks, and both guys that can make you miss in really close quarters. Very effective spin move. At the same time, they can look right at your eyeballs, and you think you're going to wrap them up, and nobody puts a fingernail on them.
How hard has it been to prepare for a quarterback? There's not a lot of tape out there to assess.
Well, there's not, and yet at the same time, they haven't thrown a whole lot either. They haven't needed to. Look at how many games where you're up by 4 or 5 touchdowns. That changes maybe some of the necessity to do so. And yet whoever's out there, they're obviously going to have a very good player. I mean, if you're at San Diego State University, you're going to have darn good players. And whoever plays for them at quarterback is going to be a quality one.
They've jumped out to significant leads right out of the gate. They've been very good in the first half. Back-to-back games, you've given up touchdowns on the first drive. Concerns there with those two dynamics?
Well, you look, I do think, hopefully being able to adjust to size and movement is something that hopefully we can do fairly soon. That's not easy to do. I think, there are times where maybe we're going against quite larger bodies than we see during the week. And you think you're disengaged from a block, but all of a sudden you get to the game and you're not. We got to be able to handle that early, no doubt.
Carson Roberts has done a really good job at the line of scrimmage, getting you guys into good plays, whether it's what's called from the sideline or him seeing something. How pleased are you with his progress in just 10 starts that he's been able to take command and assess things on the fly and get you into good plays?
Yeah, I mean, we don't do that frequently, yet you can tell he's certainly astute. Great competitor and just a phenomenal teammate. Just a great, just incredibly high-quality young man. And it's kind of neat, not only for him, but for the entire team to be in this position.
How do you avoid the turnovers? That's what they've done well. They lead the country in turnover ratio. How is that something that you avoid? Because that's been the way that they've put together this 8-game win streak.
Yeah, no question they have. You look, Jesse, I think if you ask any coach, is there a more important stat than turnover margin? And there may not be. And that's a credit to both sides of the ball. Really offensively being an I-formation football team with big linemen. Rarely, very rarely do you ever see a minus yardage play. And then certainly defensively, they're exceptionally quick. They play blocks very well, and they swarm the ball.